Good morning on the Empty Cell Ranch. Here we go. We have a bike in need of tires. Desperately. Failed inspection for these tires. So, I'm going to do the right thing and I'm going to change them. All right. So we're going to begin. Already got some of the groundwork laid out right here, and you got to remove these calipers and all that. But we already had a video that covered all that stuff, so we didn't need to repeat old information. So we're going to start by loosening up the front axle. That is going to be the first task. Should be easy as pie. Should be. Like I say about everything. Simple, it's laid out, it's the plan of attack, but lost tools, other things come in the way, and then it ends up being a 10-hour project. So let's make this one a quick one. All right, let's come over here and check this guy out. I got this moon boot on, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to get around. So on this side, we got a lock nut. On this side, we got the axle shaft, and we got this little Allen head right in here that holds that captive. It keeps it from sliding around, keeps it from coming out while you're riding. So let's see if we can break this guy free. So I have not yet tried to do this. I just found a socket. It's a metric bike, but I got a standard socket. Never a good idea. Never a good idea, but we're gonna try it anyway, just because I like to flirt with danger just a little bit. So let's see if we're gonna get this socket hopelessly stuck on this nut and all that other jazz that's gonna make this into a longer project than it has to be. So, see, it fits-ish. So we're gonna put a little bit of pressure on this guy. Oh, my stars. This guy loosened up nicely. So we're just going to leave this guy captive in here for the moment, but it's nice and loose. Now we're going to go tend to this side. Flibbity, 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 if I can spit the words out. Grab a set of Allens here and see if we can't get this guy loosened up. All right, I'm going to go and assume it's metric, because it is a metric cruiser. So, let's try this out. Do I even have the right key? Oh. I think we do. I think we got a winner. All right, give that guy a cuddle. Give it a cuddle. That out, release the tension off of this axle shaft. So, let's see if we can slide that out of there. Easier said than done. So, first off, we got to get this bike supported. We got to get it put on this lift, and then we got to raise it on up. So, once we get that done, I'll come back to you. Whoa, oh, I don't know what that was all about. But we got this thing supported. As you notice, it's a little weebly. Weebles wobble, but they won't fall down. So, hopefully, looks like it's nice and secure on that jack. So, let's see if this axle shaft wants to cooperate with us. We're just going to coax her a little bit. Give it a cut. So, this side right here, got to remove what was captive before. Get that out of here, and we're going to put it with the caliper bolts that my cameraman laid out very nicely. So we're also going to encounter some spacers along the way when we do this that are going to want to come out, like this guy right here. I'm thinking there's going to be one. Oh yeah, already encountering some nice grease. So as she comes out, we're going to want to grab that guy. So sliding it out, continuing along, slide her out. That's right, we're going to slide her out. Get her nice and slidey hole. A little harder said than done. So I'm going to use this wrench that I had brought out as a little support to prop the wheel up, if you will. So there we go. I'm going to set this guy aside where it collects all these twigs and debris and gets nice and dirty. And we're going to put this guy on this side. That way we know which side it came out of. And this wheel should roll free. Wheel number 1 off the bike. So, moving right along here, we're going to do the same thing to the rear. So I'll meet you on the back side of the bike. All right, so here we are at the back end of the bike, the business end. Anyway, we got these bags. We got one of them taken off already. We got to access the rear axle. So let's pull this guy, pull this guy off of here. Pull this guy off of here, and here we got it. We're going to set this guy carefully aside on what is going to be, oh yeah, that would have been nice. What is going to be our sugar shack, this very pad. It's going to have walls, a peak, and a cupola. So that is where we're going to be making our maple syrup. Anyway, going back to the project at hand, it looks like we're going to have to take this caliper off in the back. So I just got to grab the right wrench for that, pop this guy right out of here. So that way the wheel will slide freely once we get everything else loosened up. Looks like we got a castle nut on this side, and we got a regular 18 millimeter, 19 millimeter on the other side that we got to loosen up. So let's get cracking. Quick flashback to the previous video that featured this bike. We got to take these 8 millimeters out. That one, put it down there and lose it. Take that one and get that guy out. Also, put it down there and never see it again. And oh yeah, really never see it again. I gotta take some steel roll to this down here. This is that's atrocious. Anyway, we gotta remove this guy, and set it right on that little platform. It's almost like that's made for it, isn't it? It's a little cradle, a little place to keep that safe. Now it's probably gonna fall off. Now, yeah, it's already gonna, so we're gonna move it right here. We're just gonna let it dangle. We're gonna do something with it. Stay. All right, so as you can see down here, we have that castle nut, and got the pin already out of it, because these can be a little bit of a pain. So figured not waste time sitting here twisting and reefing on that thing. We'll just go ahead and pull that out and lose that as well. So this should be a 19. No, it shouldn't. So this is going to be a slightly larger guy over here, and we're going to grab hold of the 19 on the other side simultaneously. Make it real nice. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. It was a 17. So 17 on the other side, the side with the drive shaft. So we're going to hold that captive over here, and we'll take a walk over there in just a little bit. But we got to find the right size for this side, and then just do one of those simultaneous action type of things, and try to see if we can't get this axle shaft out of here. Well, here we are, reefing on this castle nut. This thing is giving me a world of trouble coming off, but just got to give it a little tickle.
Stop it,
Anyway, enough of that. So we're gonna try again. Oh, wait a sec. Nut Stripper 2000 is actually, there we go. Well, I guess the tickle really works. Beautiful. There we go. It's getting nice. It's getting nice and loose. We gotta flippity flop this thing in there because it's a 27 millimeter, by the way, and I don't have that in my arsenal. I do, but it's in my missing arsenal. So that is the size, if you're doing this project at home, it is a 27 millimeter that you'd need for that. Pretty confident in saying that. So let's give this guy a little twist, see if it's hand ready yet. That would be nice. No, not at all. So we're just doing that simultaneous action on the other side, just to kind of give it assistance. There we go. There we go. It's getting nice and loose. There we go. Make sure that when you're doing this, you plunk the wrench around a lot and really hit painted surfaces so that you chip them, so that will lead to rust. That's what seems to always happen. I hate rust. Rust is my enemy. Rust sneaks up on you just when you least expect it. It's not good. So maybe we're hand ready. Yes, we are. This is looking good. So I got this nice and loose. Bike is still supported on the jack. Came back a little bit when the front tire came off. So I don't want to lift this redonkulously high up and have it fall from that height. This more manageable. So we got that off of there, just about. A couple more twists ought to do it. And we got a washer behind it that we're going to put right here and hopefully not lose. And now we're going to work on getting this axle shaft out, which if we come to this side, is on its way to coming out. And we have encountered an obstacle. Said we weren't going to find our treasure on account of our obstacles. Well, looks like we did encounter one. We're going to have to take this saddlebag frame off. So that's awesome. Real awesome. The whole frame's got to come out. Nice. All right, so we're going to get to that, and we'll see you in a second. Well, we have some exciting news. This bar in the back comes out, so we don't have to take the whole damn frame out. So we just got to loosen these guys up and loosen these guys up. There we go. And pull this bar, this connector bar out. And that should allow us to independently take this side of the frame out. So if you got these kind of bags on it, the hard bags, I'm assuming that these are the ones that come with the bike. And it really isn't that daunting after all. We got these two up here, this one up here. We're gonna give that guy a twist. And out she comes. Do-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Do-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee. All right. These guys I had pre-loosened, so that way we wouldn't be reefing on more. Oh yeah, and it's got can't just be a bracket, it's got to have a nut on the other side. And a washer. It's got a washer, and it's also got this rubber insulator on it. So when the bike's running, because it's an exhaust hanger, basically to effect. So it's got those rubber isolators in there, so that way the rumble of the exhaust doesn't shake your bags too much. So remove that, put that there, and this guy comes free. And what I will end up doing is just put these into here, and these guys right here, just so I don't lose them as a preventative measure. There we go. Trying to be, you know, proactive, not reactive. So just gonna get out of here, get out of here. Little ants. So let this guy stay over here, with these guys, I'll put those through those holes later, but I don't want to eat up too much time doing that. Back to the real deal at hand. So we'll do this removal right here. So as you see, the axle shaft is sliding out freely. So encountering the threads a little bit right there. And we're gonna have to lift on the tire just a little bit. There we go. Get it to just about out and put it right about there. It should be out enough to move it free from the drive shaft. Just, nope, not yet. There's one more thing we gotta do, almost forgot. It is the plate that holds your caliper on. All right, so we got a 17 millimeter nut on this side, well, 17 millimeter bolt that we got to take out. So we are doing that right now. That was in there pretty tight, I can tell you, pretty tight. So we're at the point of hand tight right now. Just wiggle that guy on out of there. And we are a few threads away, and this whole bracket should slide freely out of there. Should is the key. So, come on. There we go. Now we're going to put this down here so we can conveniently lose that one and slide this bracket out. Bracketry. It's got a lot of bracketry. So, I'm going to put this guy on here whenever possible. Try to return these guys to where they came from in an effort to not lose as many. So now this guy should wiggle free from the drive shaft. There we go. Relieve the pressure on it, and we're not teetering forward, so that is nice. Real nice. So we just got to lift up the bike a little bit more. Lift the bike and find that so I can get that bracketry out of the way. Remember the back saddlebag? So this cross member's got to come out anyway. And we're going to lift the bike and slide her on out. So raise the bike up just a little bit. Got this fender here. I don't want to remove the fender. So I'm going to try to slide her out of there. Slide her out of there. There we go. Coax it out. Coax it out. There we go. The tire wheel free from the bike, and I'm going to go run them down to our local power sports dealer and get the new tires mounted and balanced, and then bring them back. And basically the install process is the reverse of what we just did. So pretty self-explanatory, not a terrible job, a little time consuming, but definitely not as intimidating as some might think if you're in the same situation and your local ATV dealer is kind of backed up. They don't have a lot of appointments available, and they request that you bring the tires in, well, the wheels and tires in separate, because they can get that done quicker. It's may seem a little daunting to some, but as you see here, not that bad a job. Just got to make sure you don't lose all this stuff in the meantime. Like this spacer goes here, the front spacers go there. Just try to maintain some order. Maintain order! And get her done. All right, guys. See you next time on the Empty Skull Ranch for one of our next harebrained projects. I got to still post a straight razor video, and looking forward to what kind of mischief we can get into next. All right, guys, please subscribe, hit the like button, drop a comment below, whatever you got in mind, and we'll go from there. See you later.